recent survey of the Harris organization found that bullying is the #1 concern among students and parents. This was a study from last month. It's more concerning than illicit drug use, illicit sexual activity, and gang activity. It's the #1 concern of parents. One study showed that it might actually be worse in private Christian schools than in public schools, at least among boys. Bullying needs a certain context in order to thrive. And so it really is a theater. It doesn't take place just anywhere. In this room right here, probably would take place right around that corner, for example. We specifically focus on transforming passive and often fearful bystanders into what we call assertive and heroic alongside standers. You know this as well as I do. You alone cannot fix this problem because most serial bullying is highly predatory. They're highly selective of who, how, and when they attack another person. 85% in front of peers. Bullies want that public display of pain and anguish. Gives them a sense of pleasure and supremacy. But only about 6-8% appears in front of authority, not an accident. Not an accident. Unless the bystander becomes an alongside stander, you will not change the theater of bullying. You know, when I was going to school, you got picked on, people made fun of you, went home, your parents pat you back together like Humpty Dumpty, send you back out for another day of torment, right? I could get away from the heat. We could get away from the heat, most of us. Not today. Cyberbullying just follows them home. I am blown away by what kids think they can say about other people. As a former editor of a newspaper, I see the things that they say and I think, that is a lawsuit. All that needs to happen is to have the right attorney involved. You can't say just anything about another person. You could have a local law enforcement person come in and do what I call open a can of Jesus, right? And just tell them the facts of life. You can't do this. Here's an example of a kid who went to jail for what they wrote about another person in regard to cyberbullying. Athletes tend to be the rock stars of any school. They tend to set the moral thermostat. If the athletes are jerks, the school is a jerk. If the athletes are cool, the school it tends to be a cooler place. We need to make courage cool. Right now, cruelty is currency in school. We need to make courage currency. I have a dream, like Martin Luther King, is that it's going to be Christians and Christian schools in particular that are going to be known as beacons of hope in the theater of bullying.